10 secrets Prince Harry revealed in his new book. Prince William fight. Prince Harry alleges in his upcoming memoir, soon to be released January 10th, that he was left battered and bruised. Prince William tossed him to the floor in a bitter fight 2 months before he and Meghan Markle left the royal family. In a copy of his autobiography, Spare, obtained by The Guardian, Harry details the alleged November 2019 brawl between the two brothers as one of the final straws in the relationship. Hope that was a paper straw, R.I.P. Turtles. The reported feud began after William allegedly stormed into Nottingham Cottage, the Kensington Palace home Harry had been living in, with piping hot anger. The Prince of Wales wanted to speak with his brother, the whole rolling catastrophe of the relationship and struggles with the press, which he pointed blame on his brother's new wife. Yeah, Meghan Markle. Harry wrote in the memoir to be released January 10th, like I said, William reportedly called Markle difficult, rude, and abrasive, and Harry fired back that he was only the negative press narrative the couple has extensively spoke out against in recent years. The brothers continued shouting at one another, with William remaining stubbornly irrational until Harry accused his older brother of acting like an heir and not understanding why his younger sibling was not content with being a spare. Harry said, "I say, William, just boom, 1-2 Mayweather, knock him out. He will never talk back to you again, Daddy."
Yeah, boy.
Hidden Instagram. Prince Harry used a secret Instagram account in the beginning of his relationship with Meghan Markle to stalk me because he didn't want Meghan to know that he was scrolling through my Instagram looking at my cute bikini pictures. He used the handle SpikyMao5 in honor of Canadian DJ Deadmau5, and a nickname given to him by his Met Police bodyguards. The Daily Mail reported, according to the biography, Markle and Harry followed each other on the social media platform after their first date. How romantic. But they both stopped using their accounts when their relationship was made public. Markle was the only one of 2 people following the account at the time it was deleted. The book also reported that Harry used a secret Facebook page with the alias Spike Wells, which used the King Julian from the movie Madagascar as the account's profile image. That is hilarious. He likes to move it, King Julian!
I like to move it, I like to move it!
Their private messages most likely won't be part of the upcoming book because they were a little bit spicy, as both Meghan Markle and Harry were not involved in the reporting process. A representative for the couple told Page Six the Duke and Duchess of Sussex were not interviewed and did not contribute to Finding Freedom. This book is based on the author's own experience as members of the royal family, press corps, and own independent reporting. I had to say that. Racist comments. One of the most damaging allegations to come out of Harry and Meghan's primetime interview with Oprah Winfrey was the couple's claims that a senior member of the royal family questioned how dark their son Archie's skin would be. Meghan claimed during a sit-down that members of the firm had several conversations with Prince Harry about the color of their son's skin when she was pregnant, saying, "All around the same time, we have a tandem, the conversation of he won't be given security, he's not going to be given a title, and also concerns and conversations as how dark his skin might be when he's born." She refused to identify the person in question, but maybe the memoir will say what the name is. They believe it would be damaging to them if their name was revealed. The allegation sparked a furious controversy, with many demanding to know exactly who made the comments. I blame King Charles. After the interview aired, Oprah revealed that Harry had made it clear to her the comments were not made by the Queen or her late husband, Prince Philip. Great people. She did not share any other details about their identity. However, given the increasingly acrimonious relationship between the couple and the rest of the royal family, Harry may well choose to name the person involved in his memoir, which would no doubt spark a furious backlash and could well prompt an investigation into that royal's behavior, and they will be sued. Harry and William. Harry and his brother William have been feuding with reports the brothers fell out over Meghan. The Sussex made waves when it was announced they would be moving out of Kensington Palace into the Windsor Frogmore cottage. that a rift had developed between the two couples because Kate and Meghan are very different people, despite reuniting and standing shoulder to shoulder before to unveil a statue of their mother, Princess Diana. Well, that's not Meghan's mother. Those close to the royal family believe Harry and Will's rift may never be healed. Another source close to the brothers claims Harry is still an outsider as things are still too raw for William. Despite William and Harry coming together for the sole cause of commemorating their mother's legacy, Harry is very much on the outside, the insider told the Mirror. I don't know what the Mirror is, but I like when I look at it. They put on a show, did what they had to do, and make sure the day went without Hitch and saying goodbye. Things are still far too raw for William and others members of the family to entertain Harry. Ha ha ha. But so it's best to let things lie for the moment. Lilibet. There was some controversy over whether Harry and Meghan asked the Queen if they could use the private nickname Lilibet for their baby girls born recently. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex admitted they bought Lilibet Diana and Lily Diana internet domains before Harry spoke to his gran. Harry and Meghan insisted they snapped them up to stop profiteers cashing in, but Penny Jr., the prince's biographer, said he clearly hasn't consulted the late Queen at that point. It is common courtesy to ask, and this is no ordinary grandmother. This is the Queen. The Sussexes threatened to sue the BBC after it quoted a source as saying they never asked permission to name their daughter Lilibet. They insisted the Queen, the late Queen, was the first family member Harry called after the birth, and she was supportive of their choices. Go ahead, sweetheart. Buckingham Palace did not comment, but sources said she had been told, not asked. Ooh. What Meghan wants, she gets. Prince Harry is claimed to have shouted, "What Meghan wants, she gets," at royal staff ahead of his wedding in 2018. Someone needs to punch Harry sometimes. He's a great guy, don't get me wrong, but just one too, you know what I mean? According to royal biographers Robert Jobson, the Duke of Sussex was so stressed with wedding preparations that he became petulant and short-tempered with those around him. The new biography, Charles at 70 Thoughts, Hopes, and Dreams, claims that Harry would raise his voice to ensure Meghan Markle had her every wish met. And although the Duke and Duchess of Sussex appeared relaxed and carefree on their Windsor wedding day, the royal expert writes the weeks leading up to the wedding had been far more tense for both Harry and Meghan than most people realize. However, the biographer claims whether these treatments had much impact on Harry is debatable, as he continued to grow more short-tempered with royal staff in the weeks leading up to the wedding. Charles as a dad. Another shock allegation made by Prince Harry during his interview with Oprah was his claim that his father had stopped taking his calls during the build-up to Megxit before cutting him off financially. Oh my goodness, what's he gonna do without having billions? He only has millions now. When the Sussexes moved to the US, Harry claimed that his brother and father are both trapped in the royal family before revealing that he and Charles were not on speaking terms after his father stopped picking up the phone, adding, "There's a lot to work through there. I feel really let down." Let's be honest, Harry, it's probably just because King Charles doesn't know how to use a phone. The Duke claimed that he had 3 conversations with the Queen, late Queen, and 2 conversations with King Charles about his desire to step down as a senior royal, but instead that his father stopped taking his calls after the second chat. According to Harry, Charles refused to continue speaking with his son about his plans for Megxit after he took matters into his own hands out of concern for his own mental health, and that his wife and son, it's really sad that it's gotten to this point, but I've got to do something for my own mental health, my wife's and for Archie's as well, because I could see where this was headed. He said, "I feel really let down because he's been through something similar. He knows what pain feels like, everyone does," Archie's grandson. "But at the same time, I will always love him, but there's a lot of hurt that's happened, and I will continue to make it one of my priorities to try and heal that relationship." But they only know what they know or what they are told. Much like William, Charles has never addressed his relationship or rift with Harry. However, it may be the Duke and Duchess has plenty more to say on the matter. And he could well choose to once again blast his father's behavior, this time in the pages of his new book coming out in a few days, rather than on a TV interview with the woman I wish I could have married, Oprah Winfrey. The book could also provide Harry with the opportunity to address his upbringing, something that he touched upon briefly during his appearance on Dax Shepard's mental health focused podcast, Armchair Expert. When he blasted his father's parenting, suggested that it left him with genetic pain and suffering. During the interview, Harry claimed that Charles had suffered because of his upbringing by the Queen and Prince Philip. Oh my God, now we're getting juicy. And that the Prince of Wales had then treated me in the way he was treated, calling it genetic pain. I don't think we should be pointing the finger or blaming anyone, but certainly when it comes to parenting, if I've experienced some form of pain or suffering because of the pain or suffering that perhaps my father or my parent had suffered, I'm gonna make sure I break the cycle so I don't pass it on. Basically, he said it's a lot of genetic pain and suffering that gets passed on anyway, so we as parents should be doing the most we can to try and say, you know what, this happened to me, I'm gonna make sure it doesn't happen to you. Well, that wasn't the case for my family. My dad beat the shit out of me. No, I'm just kidding. He did. Susan hugged me. Kate and Meg. In the opening minutes of her interview with Oprah, yeah, we come back to Oprah because this was a juicy interview. Meghan made a shock claim, another shock claim, about her relationship with Kate Middleton, accusing the Duchess of Cambridge of making her cry in the lead up to her wedding to Prince Harry. Rumors of the row between Meghan and Kate made headlines around the world after the couple's royal wedding in May 2018. However, it was initially reported that the argument over a flower girl's dress had left the Duchess of Cambridge in tears, and not the other way around. Meghan told Oprah, a source said at the time Kate had only given birth to her third child, Prince Louis, and was feeling quite emotional. When asked about the fallout, Meghan insisted that the reverse happened, saying, "I don't say that to be despairing to anyone because it was really hard week of the wedding and she was upset about something, but she owned it, and she apologized and she brought me flowers and a note apologizing, and she did what I would have done if I knew I hurt someone, right? To just take accountability for it." Meghan added, "It was shocking that the reverse of what would be out in the world. Harry has never addressed the rumors and reports about a fallout between his wife and his sister-in-law. However, his new book could very well mark the first time he chooses to voice his own opinions about the relationship between the two women. He may also choose to speak about speculations that Meghan did not feel she received enough support from Kate in the early days within the royal family, something that has been claimed by several sources over the years." Return to London. In the wake of his bombshell TV podcast interviews, Harry has returned to UK to reunite with his family on just 2 occasions. The first reunion took place in April when the Dukes of Sussex flew to London to attend the funeral of his grandmother, the late Queen. Prince Philip, who was in the hospital recovering from surgery when Harry and Meghan's Oprah interview first aired. His second trip earlier last year when he traveled to the UK in order to unveil a statue in honor of his late mother, Princess Diana. On both occasions, there was a great deal of speculation about the reception that Harry may have received from his relatives, many of whom are said to be incredibly upset and angry over the public bashing dished out to the monarch by Harry and Meghan over the past year. Although the Duke is said to have met privately with his brother William, his father Charles, and his grandmother, the late Queen, during these trips, Harry himself has never spoken about what it was like to reunite with the royals following the furious controversy that arose from his numerous interviews. Staff thoughts on Meghan. Meghan confesses to Oprah, again Oprah because we keep talking about Oprah, that she had battled with self-harm thoughts during her time within the royal family. And this was one of her most shocking revelations that came out of the interview, particularly given that the Duchess of Sussex alleged that her pleas for help were ignored by the monarchy. The Duchess of Sussex, Meghan Markle, we'll just say that, no more Duchess of Sussex, because it's a hard word, it's a tongue twister, say it 3 times fast. Duchess of Sussex, I can't do it. Couldn't be left alone. And she told her husband she didn't want to be alive anymore, before claiming the Buckingham Palace HR department ignored her plea for help because she wasn't a paid employee. She said she didn't want to tell Harry at first because of the loss he had suffered as a result of his mother's passing, but she did, and he cradled me. Meghan said she begged a senior member of the royal family to assist her to get help for mental health issues, but she was left to suffer alone, describing how she considered ending her own life, believing it was a battle for everyone. Meghan said, "I knew that if I didn't say it that I would do it. I just didn't want to be alive anymore, and it was very clear and real and frightening constant thought. I remember how he just cradled me. I said that I needed to go somewhere to get help. I said I never felt this way before and I needed to go somewhere, and I was told I couldn't, that it wouldn't be good for the institution." The couple has never gone into further detail about who Meghan spoke to while struggling with the mental health issues, or persons inside the palace told her she couldn't seek professional help. However, Harry also laid into his family, claiming her lack of support and understanding the couple's mental health problems and fears, history repeating itself with Meghan like his mother Diana, who passed away in 1997. Thank you for watching. It's been your boy with some tea about the royal family.